Today, I want to talk about a session that I saw at one of the earlier DLDs. It was actually in 2009. I think I've been here every year. And so in 2009, DLD had put on a panel on the future of education. And one of the panelists there was Shai Reshef. And he talked about a dream at the time. And then he made an announcement. And he said he's going to create a university for the people. He's going to create a university that's available online, that's available globally, that's tuition-free, and that everybody that has a high school degree can qualify for. And I thought, wow, in a world where we know that in about 10 years or so, in the next few years, there'll be 100 million students out there that have no access to any higher degree and higher university degree because there's simply no capacity. So this is something I wanted to follow. So I've been watching them, and it didn't take long. And he surrounded himself, or he and the team surrounded themselves with some of the very best professors in this world, Ivy League professors. And they started building a curriculum, and they expanded the curriculum, and they improved the curriculum, and finally, it did get accredited by the US Board of Accreditation. And they now offer bachelor degrees in business administration and computer science, and master's degrees in business administration and computer science. And so not only have they democratized this access to higher education, but they also take it down a level, and they make it relevant for specific interest groups. So I was really pleased to be part of a program that they announced for students from Haiti, for example. Haiti being the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And if you've ever been to, I don't know, has anybody ever been to Haiti? It's just, I've been to Africa, India, many places, but Haiti tops everything in terms of poverty and just the need for education, the need for restructuring. And so helping these students to do that for the country is so pivotal. We've also, when I was with HP, worked with the University of the People on getting more women into higher education. And we did scholarships and sponsorships and coaching and mentorships for a lot of women and get them into the business and specifically the computer science degrees. And now the university has yet another crucial program, really impactful. And it is about helping refugees, helping those that had to flee their countries. And we've just heard before, that there is such a need to work with refugees. But when you do, you can see how they thrive. And Shai has a lot of great examples. But I'd love for him, I'm a big fan of the university. I'm a big fan of Shai, to come and tell us what happened since you made this big announcement in 2009, and then tell us a little bit specifically about the programs to the refugees. So, Shai.
Thank you so much, Gabi. She's the best. So, a lot has happened since I announced the University of the People, the first non-profit, tuition-free American online university here at the DLD in 2009. We set up to create a university that will break down the walls of higher education, will open the gates to every qualified student, regardless of their financial, geographic, political, cultural, or personal constraints that prevent them from doing so. Our idea was to create a university of the people that will be by the people and for the people. The day after we announced the university, the New York Times wrote a page about us. The following day, we already had hundreds of emails by professors coming and saying, we believe in this idea. We want to help you to create it, to make it happen. So we have, I'm proud to say, that we have by now over 5,000 volunteering professors, and they are amazing people. Our President Council is chaired by John Sexton, the president of NYU, include presidents, chancellors and vice chancellors from Berkeley, Columbia, Duke, Oxford, and many other universities. Our provost and vice provost are from Columbia. Our deans are from NYU and Princeton. We have actually volunteers coming from all over the world for many universities. So it is a university that was created by the people. But it is first and foremost for the people. And we are very proud to say that by now we have over 6,000 students coming from 200 countries. And they are not regular university students. These are students who had to overcome a lot of barriers in order to become university students. And let's give some examples. Meet Malik. Malik was a student in Pennsylvania, in a university, but he realized that he accumulated debt to the point that he will never be able to pay it back. So he decided to stop, to work, to save some money, and then go back to school. So he found a job in New York. He quit the university, came to New York, just to find out that the job is not waiting for him anymore. So here he is, without a job, without place to live, without university to go back to, with a $20 bill. So he became homeless in Penn Station. For months, he was sleeping there every night, every day looking for a job, until he found a job as a ticket boy in Madison Square Garden. From there, he started moving up. So he built his life, but he realized that he will never be able to make it without higher education. But he was not able to go to university because he was not able to, he knew that he won't be able to pay back his debt. So he was looking around until he found University of the People. Now, he's a university student studying for his bachelor degree in business administration. He has his own family, he runs his own business. Actually, his plan now is to run for Congress. So for those who cannot attend higher education because they have student debt, University of the People is the solution. Meet Sebekware. Sebekware is from Rwanda. He grew up during the genocide, where he lost his parents. His aunt actually took care of him. He lives in a country with malnutrition, where poverty is extremely high. He worked actually 3 manufacturing jobs, making $2 a day. It was hardly enough to live, to eat, to care for his family, let alone education. But he knew that the only way for him to get out of the cycle of poverty is through education. But he couldn't afford it until he found University of the People. For those who cannot afford higher education because of financial difficulties, your people is the answer. Meet Farah. Farah was born to a poor family with 8 siblings. She's married, she's from Saudi Arabia. She's married to her cousin, which also make very little. She feels that she deserves more than that. And she felt that she should do something to get better life. But as a Muslim woman, a married Muslim woman, who has a family or has home responsibilities, she cannot get out. She cannot go out for higher education, again, until she found University of the People. And then meet Adeyemi from Nigeria. He was a good high school student. He passed the university entrance exam. However, in Nigeria, out of the 1.5 million students who pass the university exams every year, there are seats available only for 500,000. Every year, there are 1 million students who are unable to attend higher education, even though they are qualified for it, simply because there are no seats. So he became one of this lost generation until he found University of the People. So University of the People is there for those who are qualified, the millions and millions around the world who are qualified for higher education, but cannot do so for different reasons. So we are there to open the gates for them, to give them an opportunity. And we are there especially for those who are victims of disaster, whether it is natural or homemade, such as the Syrian crisis. I would like you to meet Mariam, one of our students. Please.
So Mariam, welcome to this video, and thank you for being willing to talk to us and share with us your experience. And I understand that you are in Aleppo right now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Aleppo. Yeah, it's right, sir.
Okay, so welcome, and can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I am Mariam Hamad. I live in Aleppo. I'm 22 years old. I come from a poor education family. I had 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and I'm the oldest one. But I had high hopes for my education, and I want to be someone who lives a
And can you tell us a little bit about your life before the war?
Yeah, actually, I was in high school when my city was very beautiful, being one of the ancient habitable city. We had electricity, we had water. It was normal life. No one thought that our life will turn up and down just as fast.
And what happened since the war?
The war erupted in my city in 2012 while I was 18. I was too young to understand what was happening. I had just finished my high school. My family and I had to leave our home couple of occasions as bombing and shelling hit my neighborhood. Yeah, my house hit by mortars twice, so we had to leave. Yeah. I left my home twice. I lost many friends and very young friend, and I lost many neighbors. And that was from the front lines. Actually, everywhere was dangerous. Nowhere is safe. It was very dangerous to get out and to bring food and essentials, but we kept going. Regardless, carried on without life. Actually, our life was just about staying alive.
I see. So how did you find about University of the People, and why did you decide to start studying in the middle of the war?
Okay, I was always searching for an opportunities to completing my education. I saw many scholarships for refugees or people that need financial aid because I don't have these requirements. But almost every one of them needed high requirements such as IELTS or SAT exam. And that was impossible due to my situation here I live in. I was desperate and fell down. But when I saw a post on Facebook about UO people offering free education and scholarship for refugees, I looked at the requirements and I couldn't believe that was very suitable for me. Yeah, this was once.
So how do you combine studying while it is war, while the war is around? So how did you manage to study in this situation?
Oh, I managed. Oh, that's a difficult question to describe. The lack of electricity and unstable internet connection. I don't have electricity since 3 weeks in my house now. So that I charge my devices at a local generator shop. Also, I use my cell phone to study and to write and to submit my assignments. Can you imagine that?
So let me understand. So you don't have electricity, and
I use the battery to charge my mobile phone.
You go and charge your computer, and then you study.
Yeah. And then I study. And
you use your phone to get
to submit my assignments, on the correct time. That's very difficult at the beginning, but now it's suitable for me.
So I know that you just took 2 exams the last few days. So did you do?
I do well. I passed all of them, actually. I can't describe this question. You are people present for a new hope that I desperately needed to carry on.
I see.
It's more than an university for me. It's an experience that enabled me to interact with people from all over the world.
Do you?
And not to be confined with the terrible situation in my country. When I study, I feel like I'm...
What are your plans?
A community of few people gives me support and self-confidence that one day I can be a part of rebuilding my country. With an American quality degree, I will be able to build a better future for me and for my family. I hope to contribute to rebuild Syria too, and to make it as a great country as it may be one day. However, if I cannot, I hope that one day I will use this education. This will help me move elsewhere and build a better life for me and my family. I've seen how property can be destroyed and taken away from me. But if I had good education, nobody can take it. No matter what happens, I can carry education with me wherever I go for my whole life.
So I guess nothing can stop you from gaining education if you really want to. So this is Mariam from Aleppo. I recorded it 2 days ago. Sorry about the quality, but I think it's still worthwhile. So following the crisis in Syria, the University of the People decided to offer 500 Syrian refugees full scholarship to study with the university toward their degree. We have actually, it is more than any university has offered to date for Syrian refugees. By now, we have accepted the 500 Syrian refugees. Given the necessary resources, we will accommodate another 2,000 that are knocking on our doors. Thank you. Thank you. The main challenge the refugees has studying with us is English. We only teach in English, and as you know, many of them do not speak English. As such, we want to launch even a larger program to offer 12,000 Syrian refugees to study with us in Arabic. So given the necessary resources, we are going to develop your people in Arabic from the faculty, from the academic faculty to the administrative staff. Everyone, it will be a university by the refugees and for the refugees to accommodate 12,000 of them to study with us. Well, there are so much we can do for students around the world who deserve higher education, who want to get higher education, who are qualified for higher education, but cannot attend higher education. With actually relatively modest investment, we can open the gates to higher education to every qualified student around the world, anytime, anywhere, everywhere. And just imagine what we can do to the students, to their families, to their communities, to their countries, and to our entire world. Thank you.
Thanks, Shai. So thanks for sharing all these stories, and it's great to take a look at the stories and to listen to them and even to have a connection into Aleppo. But we thought it would also be really relevant to see how this translates when you actually have flown from Syria and when you live here. So we've invited a student from Bielefeld, and those of you who are wondering whether Bielefeld exists, it does, because Mohammed can attest to that. He came from Bielefeld to us to join us for a short conversation. Mohammed Azawi. Welcome. Salam alaikum. So, Mohammed, just tell us very briefly, where are you from in Syria?
I'm from a small city in Syria called Al...
You need to talk into the microphone.
I'm from a small city in Syria called Al-Hasaka in the northern eastern corner of Syria.
So that city was not in the beginning directly affected by the war?
No, the war reached us at 2013, 2014, and until now.
But anyhow, you tell us about what happened to you in 2014 in your hometown.
In 2014, I was walking to my exam center in Al-Hasaka city. This a high school living certification exam. A bomb exploded 50 meters away from me. I was injured in my stomach. I lose the chance to improve my notes in that exam. But I gained 39% of my high school living certification.
So you, even though the war was not in that city, you got hurt by a bomb
Yes.
right there. So was that about the time that you decided that you were going to try to leave Syria?
I didn't lose faith on that. I continued my study in Damascus. I entered the civil engineering department in Damascus University. I studied for 2 whole semesters. After that, the situation in Damascus was unstable. The war is about 40, 50 kilometers away from us, so shells, rockets coming down from day to day. So I have a phobia from walking in the streets or high sounds.
Yeah.
So after that, I decided that this is not a life to a student can do.
So you and your younger brother, how old were you at the time?
The time I decided to leave Syria, I was 17.
And your brother was 15?
40.
And you decided to leave and you went via the Balkan route? Via the Balkan countries?
Yes,
Macedonia?
from Turkey, Greek, on the boat, Macedonia, Serbia, Hungary, Austria, and Germany.
Why Germany?
Actually, my uncle was before me here, so it's like family, really.
Okay.
Okay, so then you were in Germany and you were trying to, again, get into education. Because what is it that your father said you definitely, you can only leave?
My father is an agriculture engineer, so my big sister is also an agriculture engineer. So why not me also? I can be something.
Yeah, so he wanted you to study. Yes. And how did you find out about the University of the People then?
There's a website for refugees from Syrian developers called Lukimina. Posted an advertisement for the University of the People that they provide the scholarship not for Syrians. So I saw the requirements and as my fellow said, just the high school living certification. So I entered the university. I was accepted and I started at June, but due to the asylum procedure, I moved from city to city, so I have to withdraw and continue to the next month.
So we all know that it's the best university in the world, obviously. How do you like it?
I like it so much, but while there's the platform of learning is so much. It's beautiful, good, effective. I meet so many people from all the world, and the miss who teach us is very nice. I like the University of People gave me an opportunity. I turned this opportunity to a will. This will help me to pursue my dream of a higher education.
So what are your dreams? Mm-hmm. What are your dreams? How do you see your future?
My dream is to not let anyone like me lose 6 years in war. If I lose these 6 years in study, that I now graduated from the university. So I want to be something that give opportunity like you and all the universities in the world.
So what are your plans in terms of studying? So now you're with
pursue
university?
bachelor and master degrees and much higher.
Okay.
Well, best of luck with that. We're right at the time here, 000. Thank you for joining us here and
Thank you very
sharing
much
your
for
story.
giving
And we're going to be around in case you also have questions.
Thank you.